Hey, what's up? How you doing? George Crawford. Today we're starting a new series. We just cover questions that come up during surgery today. I would show the surgery and the conversations, and sometimes we'll show some excerpts, but realistically you don't want to have a long conversation, at least video a long conversation while you're focusing on surgery. So today the topic was vaccines. Right now everyone's getting the COVID vaccine, and I had a lot of people coming in and out of the operating room asking about, should I get the vaccine, what are the risks, what are the benefits. For me, it's a no-brainer. It's a matter of being able to protect your family, so your small society and a larger society at whole. The vaccine is safe. It's been reviewed by the FDA and it's recommended. The other way to look at it is we don't really have any other options outside of wearing masks. This is the only thing that we can do to help prevent the spread, or is the best thing we have right now. It may turn out that we have other modalities down the pipeline, but right now this is what we have, and we've got to protect everybody, so yes, get it. But that's not what this video is about. What we're talking about today is a question that my assistant brought up when we were getting the vaccine today. I actually did get the vaccine. I still have my Band-Aid on right now. We were talking about which vaccine we were getting. She kind of asked me why I wanted to know that, and today we're going to go over those reasons. Realistically, there are two vaccines out there. One is made by Moderna, which is the one we have at our facility, and the other one is by Pfizer with BioNtech. The biggest difference between those two is the size of the company. The BioNtech company will be able to make a lot more doses because it's a larger company. The second thing you have to think about is how there are subtle differences in the vaccine, and some of these may make a difference to most people, some of them may not. Realistically, the first thing you want to look at is the target population. For the Moderna vaccine, it's people 18 and above. For the Pfizer, it's 16 and above. When looking at the efficacy between the vaccines, so whether or not the vaccine is effective, both of them were above 94%. The Pfizer was 95%, the Moderna was 94%. These are measured after taking the second dose. So you're not protected 94% until you get the second dose. Right now it's looking at 52% for the first dose and 94 to 95 depending on which one you get for the second dose. And this also is slightly lower in people that are 65 years of age and older, but that's really more of a technical question, not so much a whether it makes a difference or not. That was really more of a sampling error. The number of vaccines, both vaccines you have to have two doses. One is separated 21 days apart, which is the Pfizer. The Moderna one is separated 28 days apart. The size of the vaccine, the actual amount that's in the vial, is a little different as well. The Pfizer has 30 micrograms of vaccine in it versus the Moderna has 100 micrograms of vaccine. Again, no difference from that standpoint. The side effects that people talk about with the vaccine are not isolated to this vaccine. Remember, this is an RNA vaccine to the spike protein of the COVID. So it actually is not entering the nucleus. What that means is it's not changing your DNA. There's no DNA reaction, so you're not going to have all these changes that people are worried about. The side effects are typically the same side effects you see with any vaccine. So whether you're getting the influenza vaccine, the hepatitis vaccine, there is an inflammatory response that occurs. That occurs because you're getting a foreign body. That's the whole reason you're getting the vaccine, so that is expected. So again, not something isolated to this vaccine, just vaccines in general. The biggest difference for me comes down to storage. The Pfizer vaccine has to be stored minus 94 degrees, which is a special freezer that most places don't have. I had one in my office and it cost about 20 grand for the one that you would keep in a college dormitory. The Moderna one is minus 4 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, for me, that makes a difference because shipping. Anytime you have a supply chain, the easier it is to get the supply chain simplified, the better off someone is. So think of it as if you can ship it in a truck that also holds food, a freezer truck like that can ship the Moderna vaccine. The Pfizer one has to be in a special minus 94 degrees Fahrenheit. So again, you want to keep it at that temperature. Now, again, we always have different supply chains, but the Moderna one mimics food. So you're not worried about those temperatures going up and down because they're heavily regulated. We've had that done all the time. Versus something that's minus 94, you want it to stay at minus 94 the whole time. So that's a little concerning to me, but again, we've got all that handled and everything's working out. With regards to minimum purchase orders, the minimum vaccines you can order from the Pfizer company is 975. The minimum for Moderna is 100 doses, which is way more manageable. So a smaller facility more than likely is going to go with the Moderna because they don't need as many doses. After thawing, a vial of the Pfizer vaccine must be used within 5 days. So again, that goes back to our supply chain question. If you have a problem and the temperature goes up, as soon as you thaw it, you have 5 days to use it. The Moderna is stable at fridge temperature for 30 days. So again, a smaller facility will be more likely to use this, and at room temperature for 12 hours. So if you have 10 people coming up, you can defrost it, put it at room temperature, let it stay there, and it's stable for 12 hours with the Moderna one. Versus a Pfizer one is not as stable and can only be used within 5 days after thawing. Otherwise, the efficacy is pretty much the same. Again, 16 versus 18 years old, not a big difference. For me, the biggest issue is shipping and supply chain issue. Hopefully we've gotten all that worked out. I don't really see it as big of an issue with the Moderna as I do with the Pfizer, but the Pfizer, more doses, larger company, they will more than likely handle that without any issues. I would be concerned if the reverse were true. If the smaller vaccines were not as stable, then I think that would be a bigger issue. But again, still go get the vaccine. Send me any questions, subscribe to the YouTube channel, all that good nonsense. Take care. Thanks.